Hello and welcome to Awaken the Truth Within with Zoey Gold. Let's talk about something that really trips you over. And that thing is a pattern, a very common pattern that you can call guilt. So when people feel guilty, when you feel guilty, when you feel bad, when you feel not enough, when you feel that you did something bad, etc., right? That reduces your power and takes away from your power. Now let's look at this closer and analyze it and pour some light of awareness, knowledge, and truth on this subject. When the baby is born, have you ever seen a guilty baby? A child is born. It's a pure being. It's an innocent soul. And then later on, because of things that people learn, because of different stories that they tell themselves, because of different life experiences, because what they learn from society and people and different rules about what it means to be good, what it means to be bad, what they need to do, there is a lot of pressure that is put on children for them to be good, for them to be a good boy, a good girl, for them to really, so if they are good, then the Santa will bring them gifts. If they are good, then the parents will show their love towards them. If they're not doing something as they are expected to, then they get screamed at, or their parents get angry at them, or they get into trouble. So there is a lot of pressure, and little by little, and again, it's okay because it is also part of the game, this beautiful life, and this beautiful game that we live. And also the parents and the teachers and people and society, they operate from what they learned when they were kids. So they mean well, many of them mean well, but that's basically what happens. So here, and then the person at some point decides that they lost their goodness for some reason. Even if they do not decide it consciously, they believe that they did this wrong, and they felt here and they lost here, and they should have done this, but they didn't, or they did something that they are not, proud about, etc. And they bring all that baggage. They take it on their shoulder and they bring it, many people do, throughout their entire lives, feeling guilty and upset because of different things that happen to them. So when a person believes and gets that idea that, why did I even think that I was good? Because every kid, every child knows that he or she is good. They just know. They just know. And then it doesn't matter right now what the reason and how it happened. The person either consciously or unconsciously decides that I'm not bad, I'm not good, I am bad, or I did something bad, or something to that nature. And they lose that sense of innocence, that sense of purity, that sense of all is well. So and guilt it always leads to fear. Now, there is a lot of aberration in fear, and guilt also shows you that you are not operating from your true identity, because who you truly are is bigger than the game. You're magnificent, infinite, divine being. You're this beautiful divine soul. Your spiritual DNA is perfect. You are perfect. That's who you truly are. Now, when a person operates from guilt, from feeling guilt, it's a mistaken and false identity. And usually it goes together with this identity of a victim, right? So, and it takes away and it reduces your power, it reduces you being cause, it reduces the joy and the beauty and happiness and the love that you can feel for yourself. And that's where the fear, the basic fear that comes, that every human being has, I'm not good enough, so I won't be loved. And that's where this notion of I need to deserve love. Like I am not good enough. So in order to get love, either from creator, from God, from higher power, from infinite intelligence, or from the parents, or from the loved ones, or from somebody, or, I need to do something in order to achieve it. I need to do something to deserve it, to earn it, because I'm not enough as I am, just because I am. Now, all of these are just considerations. This is just mental construct, just some data, just some information replaying, some memories replaying in you. It is not real. But when a person thinks so, they go to fear. Now, when the person operates from fear, then, first of all, if the person's main emotional home, like dominant emotional home, or main emotions are guilt and fear, that's not the beautiful quality of life if the person is engaged in those feelings most of the time or very often. And when the person operates from fear, that's why the person always wants to protect themselves from something. And that's where that aberration comes. So I need to deserve love. I need to do something. If I do this, then I'll be good or bad. And these are just considerations. So if the person operates from fear, they go to this protective mode. So they focus mostly not on what they want and creation of the beautiful life, but they focus on unwanted outcomes and what they would like to prevent from happening and protect themselves from. So the focus goes towards unwanted, and where the focus goes, energy flows. And then they wonder why they have these difficulties and challenges and problems in their lives, and they cannot break through. Now, when the person always focuses on unwanted, the person internally with their thoughts, mental activity, feelings, they communicate with unwanted, and therefore they cannot have what they want. They either have unwanted or they do not have what they actually want. And that leads to this never-ending circle of this fear, guilt, and creation of unwanted and really deteriorated quality of life. So what's the way out of here is this, first of all, just knowing this, just understanding this principle, and also remembering who you truly are. Remembering that you are loved. You are loved by Source, by the Creator, by the Divine, unconditionally. And your real self is innocent. You're made of goodness, the same way as every baby is good. Nothing happens with that beautiful soul when it grows up. If you did something that you're not very proud of, it's already in the past. And you live in the now. So in the now, you're focusing on something you did in the past, whether it is 20 years ago or 5 minutes ago, and you beat yourself up for that right now. You're doing it right now, right in this moment, because past is gone, instead of right now creating something beautiful for yourself and for the better good, for the good of everyone involved. So, and here is this notion that that with guilt you can by goodness. And with guilt and punishing yourself, you can punish yourself enough so maybe you'll become good and maybe you will deserve what you want the most. It's love. It's love because you're made of love. It's the basis of everything. It's the basis of your essence. It is that oneness and connection with the divine. It is the basic building block of creation. And that's what you long for. But many choose a flawed vehicle to get there. They believe that by beating themselves up and feeling guilty and feeling fearful, somehow they will be able to buy that innocence and get where they want to go. But you cannot exchange guilt, feel guilty enough so finally you can get love. It's your choice in the now, whether you're engaged in something that happened 5 minutes or 20 minutes or 50 years ago, right now, and feel bad about it, or right now you choose love towards that situation, because from that situation came clarity for you and for the other person, a clarity about what you want and desire for more and improved experience. Life always happens for you and for the best of your soul, for the good of the soul. Feel gratitude and feel true love for you, for the real one, for this inner child, the innocent one, the good one that is in you, because that is who you truly are. And unless you truly, really love yourself, you will not be able to truly flow love towards others. And therefore, when you always come from guilt and aberration and fear, there is no way for you to permanently focus on these positive outcomes and the good that you desire and flow the ideas about what you want and thus create the beauty, because you're always engaged in something that you want to protect yourself from and something you want to push against, etc. So it starts with love, and it starts right now as your conscious choice. And it is forgiving yourself for whatever happened. Now, there are theories that are pretty profound about that I've recently heard about forgiveness. It's that kind of a suggestion that there is this idea in the person that there is something bad and wrong with them when they even ask for forgiveness. So it's better to even kind of avoid it, because it kind of shows the person that there is something wrong with this person, which is actually not truth. Now, what I want to add here, because I understand that theory, but my approach to that is very different, because if the person already has this presupposition or belief or thought that he or she is bad or did bad, that presupposition already exists in that person. So when the person actually asks for forgiveness from the divine or from themselves, it has a healing power, because in act of forgiving yourself, in act of forgiveness, you let go of that presupposition that there is something bad and something wrong with the person. And again, I just want to mention here that these beliefs are just aberrated, misaligned misunderstandings. It's some false conclusion that the person made based on the previous experiences, something that happened in the past. It's just consideration. It's just mental construct. It has nothing to do with who you truly, really are. So being very clear that these are just presuppositions that are not true, and truly letting them go. truly forgiving yourself for the past, loving the past, appreciating it because it was your life experience. It was your life. And when you deny the past or push against it, you push against your life experience. Find the blessing in it. Ask, what was the higher purpose in it? What was I supposed to understand from that experience? What was I supposed to learn, to get? Who am I supposed to become because of that, or who I have become? And what were the rockets of the desire that were born within me because I lived that contrasting experience, even though it was maybe painful or negative, etc. And the only thing you can feel about it is truly, no matter what it was, gratitude. Gratitude because it was life. It was something that you actually created. And it also, life always happens for the best of the soul, for the good of the soul. So actually thank it. Forgive it, let it go. Thank yourself, forgive yourself, and let go. And remind yourself that you love you. You love yourself. That divine loves you unconditionally. That your unconditioned self is love. It also loves you. And when you actually choose love for your past, for yourself, for your present, towards your future, towards every person and every experience, loving everyone and everything, it has the healing power. It has the healing power that you can truly let go, and let God. Let the real you shine through. Let the magnificence of your soul come to the surface and heal every false idea or belief or aberrated perspective or any presupposition or any consideration that you are anything else but love. So I hope this was helpful for you today, and I will talk to you in the next episode of Awaken the Truth Within podcast. Bye now.